So, after 11 years syncing my music to TV shows, movies, and commercials, I finally received one of these bad boys. This is actually an official Nielsen TV and radio survey. I've never received one, and if you're not aware, this is basically one of the main ways that our rates for royalties are determined by the PROs. So, it's fairly informal, not extremely scientific, but it is a survey, and it basically is sent out to random people to ask them, what are you watching? What are you listening to? And they collect all of this data and then report it back to everybody in terms of where the eyeballs are going for TV and radio. So kind of cool. I've never received one, and so I'm going to share with you guys actually what's included. And this is actually the first letter that they open you up with, and it's basically just explaining what they're doing. And they actually, believe it or not, enclosed 2 crisp dollar bills inside of this envelope, which was very, very surprising. I've never received a random survey with actual cash in it, so that's their little incentive. And I think they have to give $2 because just $1 is kind of cheap, right? But if it's 2, that's something a little bit, they didn't go the bare minimum there. That's what I think they're doing there. So anyways, but they say that if you complete this and send it back to them, they'll give you an extra $5 once they receive and process your survey. So I'm going to go through all of those questions for you so you can kind of see what they ask. But this is a little information card about who are they, what are they doing, why are they doing this? And of course, maybe I should have mentioned, they also did not put my actual name. I crossed out my address at the top there, but they did not have my name up there. It just had the name of my city, household. So they just know my city, but they don't know who I am or anything about me, okay? And like I said, right inside there were 2 crisp, brand new dollar bills. So they're certainly providing the incentives to have you do this. And of course, a self-addressed, well, I guess it's not really needing any postage, but you basically just plop your survey in here, mail it on back. And if you do that, I guess they send you that $5 back. So I'll probably do this just for fun, just to kind of see how the process works. But I'm going to show you their questions here so you know exactly what happens during these surveys. So with one, what types of TV shows do you watch regularly? So we're just looking for the genre, I guess, there. Typical day, how many hours of TV do you watch? What is your TV show or channel? So this is probably a really important one here. This is going to probably determine which channels and which shows are the most watched if they start seeing repeated answers there. In a typical day, how many hours of radio do you listen to? I know that is probably going down quite a bit in recent years. What type of radio programming do you listen to most often? And what is your favorite radio station or program? So again, they're probably using those to determine ratings and where the popularity is. Do you have access to the internet? Do you have a cell phone? Do you have a landline phone in your home? Another one probably going more to no these days. If yes, how frequently does anyone answer the landline in your home? Do you or does anyone in your household work for a radio, TV, or cable company? Now, I would still mark no for this, even though I do work in the sync licensing business. I am working directly for music libraries. So I'm not actually working, unless I had a job directly contributing to, let's say, a TV show or a film, something of that nature. But for me, I work with libraries, so this would still actually be a no for me. Is anyone in your household of Spanish, Hispanic, or Latino origin? And then we continue to the next side here. If yes, what language is spoken most often in your home? Is anyone in your household, and they ask for race there. How many people are living in your home? Including yourself, please indicate the total number of people currently living in your household that fall into each of the categories below. So just want to know male, female, and the age range and all that good stuff. So a lot of just kind of demographic questions, which are kind of interesting. And then you just go ahead and put in your information right there, pop it into their envelope that they gave you. And of course, you got your $2 because you did that part. But then if you send that in, you get the rest of the $5. So kind of interesting, guys. A lot of this industry is kind of vague and very unclear. So this is actually just a tiny little hint, a little look at what happens with these Nielsen rating surveys and how they are sort of calculated and sent out there. So it's just interesting for me to see how this is all done. So hopefully it's illuminating and fascinating for you as well.